democracy, regional and global peace and security, and people-to-people relations, among others. We held in-depth discussions on ways of enhancing economic cooperation and shared ideas on new opportunities to elevate trade relations between our two countries. I am pleased to note that Dutch companies continue to have high preference to invest in Kenya, as demonstrated by over 90 Dutch investors accompanying His Majesty the King. There will be numerous activities during the visit for the business delegation to assess the opportunities for investing in Kenya and form important linkages with the Kenyan counterparts. You may wish to know that other than the visiting teams, there are 150 Dutch companies operating in Kenya. Trade between our two countries also remains robust, with Netherlands being Kenya's second largest export destination in Europe and the first in the EU. In 2023 alone, our exports to the Netherlands were valued at over 75 billion Kenya shillings. Additionally, in our discussions today, we have agreed to leverage the Kenya-EU Economic Partnership Agreement to support Kenya exporters to access the EU market and expand trade with the Netherlands. Notably, we held the political consultations. As we held the political consultations, Their Majesties, the King and Queen, are in Naivasha to visit the inland container terminal and some flower farms. This visit to Naivasha will showcase our partnership with the Netherlands in revolutionizing the transport of flowers and other horticultural products right from the farm, on land and by sea freight to overseas markets through the Cool Logistics Corridor project currently being undertaken by the two countries. Accordingly, in today's political consultations, we have agreed to accelerate our efforts to leverage Dutch technology and innovation to enhance the production and export of horticultural products from Kenya to the European market. At the multilateral level, we have agreed to cooperate in advocating for increased and fair development financing for developing countries. We also reiterate our shared and unequivocal commitment to a rules-based international and multilateral system and the principles enshrined in the Charter of the United Nations, including respect for sovereignty and territorial integrity and the protection of human rights as cornerstones of peaceful coexistence between the countries. We also noted that the concurrent membership of Kenya and the Netherlands in the Human Rights Council presents an excellent opportunity for the two countries to collaborate at the multilateral level to promote respect and protection of human rights globally. In environmental conservation and climate action, we appreciate the Netherlands' support to climate change adaptation projects in Kenya under the Financing Locally Led Climate Action program being implemented in Marsabit, Isiolo, and Garissa counties. We have also agreed to scale up our efforts to reduce greenhouse gases, emissions, and strengthen resilience and adaptive capacity by prioritizing green growth and advocating for a more reformed and inclusive global climate financing framework. We have also agreed to expand collaboration in water infrastructure, renewable energy, and climate-smart agriculture. Our meeting today is taking place at the backdrop of a myriad of conflicts in our respective regions and globally, and a multilateral system and global order that is paralyzed by inaction and prioritization of power politics at the expense of global peace. We have therefore shared views on the conflicts in our region and in Europe, and agreed to enhance our partnership in peace building. I reaffirmed Kenya's unwavering commitment to promoting conflict prevention, resolution, and stabilization efforts both within the region and globally. I would like to make it clear that Kenya is non-partisan in any of the conflicts in the region. Instead, due to our democratic space and freedom of media, many groups have found Nairobi as a place to communicate. Kenya is committed to finding long-lasting peace and security solutions in the region and welcomes recent developments, including the ongoing EAC SADC process. As I conclude, I take this opportunity to thank His Excellency Caspar Weldekamp for the fruitful engagement and measurable milestones we have achieved today. Both sides recognize the tremendous opportunities our relations present to the mutual benefit of our countries. I reaffirm Kenya's commitment to deepen and broaden our relations with the Netherlands and look forward to many engagements in the future. Lastly, it is now my pleasure to invite our guest today, His Excellency Caspar Weldekamp, to address the press. We will share this statement with you. It's quite elaborate, but we'll give it to you as we conclude. Please, Your Excellency.
Thank you, Prime Cabinet Secretary Mudavadi, for hosting me today, for a very warm welcome to Nairobi. And sorry for the journalist that you had to wait for so long. It's entirely my fault. And it is because we had so much to discuss in depth, and that is shows also the depth and broad character of our relationship between our countries. I'm delighted to accompany His Majesty King Willem-Alexander and Her Majesty Queen Maxima on their very first state visit of the Netherlands to Kenya. And it's also my first visit to this country. And like many Dutch tourists who come here, I'm struck by Kenya's warmth, its beauty, but above all, its energy, its vibrancy. And during our political consultations this morning, we discussed many topics, such as current affairs, peace and security, multilateral cooperation, development and trade and investment. We discussed ongoing conflicts in the region and elsewhere, such as Sudan, South Sudan, DRC, Somalia, the Red Sea and the Houthis. Also discussed Ukraine, by the way. And running through all these discussions that we had today was a shared focus on the future, on a partnership that unlocks opportunities for the next generation for both Kenyans and Dutch alike. And because although our countries have maintained close ties for over 60 years, it is the future where I believe our nations truly meet. First of all, because we want to. We share many similarities that make our partnership a natural fit. Both our countries are outward-looking, trade-oriented, driven by entrepreneurial spirit. We are both regional hubs in our parts of the world, Kenya in East Africa and the Netherlands in Europe. And we both value sustainability and innovation.